Chuck Norris built his entire life around something most people struggle to hold on to: control. He wasn't loud, never needed to prove himself in public, and rarely reacted to provocation. That quiet discipline became his identity. While others in Hollywood chased attention, he stayed grounded in routine, training, and family. So when stories begin to paint a picture of him suddenly speaking out or holding deep grudges, it's worth slowing down and looking closer. The real Chuck Norris has always avoided unnecessary conflict, not because he couldn't handle it, but because he didn't see value in it. His philosophy has consistently leaned toward restraint, not reaction. Over the years, people have projected narratives onto him: feuds, rivalries, betrayals. But most of those are amplified versions of small disagreements or entirely fictional. His silence wasn't hiding anger. It was a deliberate choice to stay above noise that didn't deserve his energy. A difficult beginning that shaped everything. Long before the fame, Chuck Norris was just Carlos Ray Norris, a quiet kid growing up in Oklahoma. Life wasn't easy, and confidence didn't come naturally to him. His father struggled with alcohol, and the instability at home left a lasting impact. When his parents divorced, his mother became the anchor, raising 3 boys while trying to create a sense of stability out of very little. Moving to California offered a fresh start, but it didn't instantly change who he was. He remained shy, unsure, and searching for direction. These early struggles didn't make him strong overnight, but they laid the groundwork. They taught him endurance, patience, and the importance of discipline long before he ever stepped into a dojo. That version of Chuck Norris is often forgotten, but it's the foundation of everything he later became. The discipline that rewrote his identity. Joining the Air Force at 18 changed the trajectory of his life. It gave him structure, responsibility, and a sense of purpose he hadn't found before. While stationed in South Korea, he discovered martial arts, specifically Tang Soo Do. It wasn't about fighting at first, it was about focus. Training demanded consistency, respect, and mental clarity. For someone who had struggled with confidence, that environment was transformative. He didn't just learn techniques, he learned how to carry himself. By the time he returned to the United States, he had developed a quiet confidence that didn't rely on validation from others. That shift defined his approach to life. Martial arts became more than a skill. It became a philosophy, one centered on discipline, respect, and self-control. Values that would guide him long after his competitive years ended. Building a reputation. Through consistency, back home, success didn't arrive quickly. He opened karate schools, faced financial challenges, and lost early competitions. But instead of giving up, he adapted. He trained harder, studied his opponents, and refined his techniques. Over time, he became one of the most respected martial artists in the country, winning championships and earning recognition through persistence rather than hype. When he transitioned into acting, the same pattern followed. Early roles were modest and critics were skeptical. But audiences responded to something real in him. He didn't rely on theatrics. He brought authenticity. Films like Good Guys Wear Black and The Octagon helped establish him as a credible action star. He wasn't trying to outshine others. He simply stayed consistent, and that consistency built a career that lasted decades. Hollywood, perception, and exaggerated rivalries. As his fame grew, so did the stories around him. Hollywood has always thrived on drama, and it often turns minor tensions into major narratives. Names like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Jim Carrey, and even Bruce Lee are sometimes pulled into stories suggesting deep personal conflict. In reality, most of these situations are either exaggerated or misunderstood. The martial arts world is full of strong personalities and differing philosophies. But disagreement doesn't automatically mean hatred. Chuck Norris has consistently shown respect toward fellow martial artists, even when their approaches differed. With Bruce Lee, for example, the relationship was rooted in mutual respect and friendship, not rivalry. Turning that into a story of betrayal ignores the real history between them. These narratives persist because they're dramatic, not because they're accurate. The difference between disagreement and disrespect. It's important to separate storytelling from reality. Chuck Norris has likely encountered people he didn't agree with. Everyone does. But disagreement doesn't equal personal vendetta. In martial arts, differences in style, training, and philosophy are common. Some prioritize discipline and tradition, others focus on performance and entertainment. That contrast can create tension, but it also drives evolution within the field. Chuck's approach has always leaned toward discipline and respect, and when others didn't share that mindset, he simply kept his distance. He didn't escalate situations or turn them into public conflicts. That restraint is often misinterpreted as silent resentment, when in reality, it's just a refusal to engage in unnecessary drama. Walking away has always been part of his philosophy, not a sign of unresolved anger. A life beyond the screen. Outside of films and public perception, Chuck Norris's life has been deeply rooted in family and personal values. He has spoken openly about prioritizing his loved ones, especially during difficult times. Supporting his wife through serious health challenges required a different kind of strength, one that had nothing to do with physical ability. It meant stepping away from certain professional opportunities and focusing on what mattered most. That decision reflects the same discipline he applied to martial arts, choosing purpose over attention. His work with youth programs and charities further shows where his priorities lie. These aspects of his life rarely make dramatic headlines, but they reveal more about his character than any rumored feud ever could. They show a man focused on responsibility, not reputation. Why these stories continue to circulate. Stories about conflict, betrayal, and hate lists continue to circulate because they capture attention. They simplify complex lives into clear narratives of heroes and rivals. For someone like Chuck Norris, whose image is already larger than life, these stories become even more appealing. They add drama to a personality that, in reality, is much more grounded. But the truth is often quieter. His legacy isn't built on conflict with others. It's built on decades of discipline, consistency, and personal growth. The idea of him holding on to grudges doesn't align with the way he has lived his life publicly. He has always emphasized respect, even when choosing distance. That distinction gets lost when stories are shaped for entertainment rather than accuracy. The legacy that actually matters. At the end of the day, Chuck Norris's story isn't about who he did or didn't get along with. It's about how he carried himself over a lifetime. From a shy kid with little confidence to a global icon, his journey reflects persistence more than anything else. He didn't rely on controversy to stay relevant. He relied on discipline and consistency. The values he practiced, respect, control, and restraint, are the same ones that defined his career and personal life. While dramatic narratives may come and go, they don't change the core of who he is. His legacy isn't built on conflict. It's built on the quiet strength of someone who knew when to act, when to step back, and when to simply walk away.